Hi guys, welcome to Chapter 3 video lesson on process analysis. This video is going to be brought to you by Jay, Robin, Louie, Jason, and me, Allie. Now at this point, you're probably wondering, what is process analysis? It's not as hard as it sounds. Process analysis is the rigorous framework for understanding the detailed operations of a business. In simpler words, this is just a way for someone, such as a manager, to take control of all the phases and all the activities in the production cycle to make sure that it's a smooth process from inputs and from the outputs. One way to overlook the process of an operation is through a process flow diagram. A process flow diagram is a graphical way to describe the process through a visual chart that represents the steps of a process. Upstream is in the beginning of the process flow, while downstream is the end of the process flow. Resources count as a group of people and equipment that transform inputs into outputs. Flow unit is the unit of analysis, such as during a blood donation is the pints of blood, in a milk factory, the pounds of milk, in a theater, the sales. Money is actually a really common flow unit in any business structure. What counts as a value-added activity? It's an activity that generates a positive return on an investment of resources and cannot be eliminated without impairing the process. Basically, it means that any activity that increases the value of the product at any given state in the cycle. As we add more value to the inventory, it becomes more expensive due to processing and laboring. When it goes from raw material to work in process to finished goods, boxing and packaging can make the value and price go way up than originally. So if that's value added, what is non-value added? Non-value added is basically the 7 forms of waste: motion over production, transporting, wait time over processing, defects, inventory. Waste removal is intended to increase productivity by creating leaner operations, which in turn make waste and quality problems easier to identify. Processing time is the time it takes for resources to complete one flow unit. Capacity is the maximum number of flow units that can flow through a resource per unit of time. It's 1 over processing time. Process capacity is the maximum flow rate a process can provide per unit of time. Capacity constrained is the case in which demand exceeds the supply. Demand constraint, the case in which the process capacity exceeds demand and thus the flow rate is greater than or equal to demand rate. Utilization is the ratio between the flow rate and the process capacity. Flow rate over capacity. As for cycle time, it's the time between completing 2 consecutive flow units, 1 over the flow rate. Thank you all for listening to our quick video lesson going over all the basic definitions of this chapter. We will now each address the 5 main objectives of Chapter 3.